Welcome back to another legendary chess game, ladies and gentlemen. This one was played in 1991 and this is one of Vasily Ivanchuk immortal games. This is from tournament in Linares where Ivanchuk rise to the chess fame. He was notable before, but here is the tournament where he completely annihilated in one tournament Karpov, Kasparov and also Boris Gelfand, who were ranked 1, 2 and 3 at the time. He also later beaten Anand, who was also at the world's top at the moment. So this is one of those games and one of those tournaments where Ivanchuk was at his peak, and without further ado, a game you will truly love. Ivanchuk was so great that Boris Gelfand resigned the game in only 18 moves. So Ivanchuk opened the game with a d4, we have knight to f6, we have c4 and g6 here for black, so we are now in King's Indian defense. White continues with knight to f3, we have bishop to g7, and right now g3 was played for Ivanchuk. He also wants to fianchetto his white squared bishop. Gelfand castles, and we have bishop to g2 played for white. After d5 we are in sort of a positions that reminds us of Neo-Grunfeld defense. After castle we are definitely in one of those variations. We have d takes on c4, white continues with knight to a3 with the idea to pressure this pawn. Of course you cannot play b5 in this position. If you decide to play bishop to e6, then white continues with knight to g5, pressuring your own bishop, and this pawn will definitely fall. You will have to retreat your bishop if you want to save it, and then this pawn will fall. So after knight to a3 you have to release this pawn, and c3 was played for white in this position, simply putting this pawn one move forward just to sort of destroy white's pawn structure. That was the idea of Boris Gelfand. We have b takes on c3 and c5 was played for black. So in these sort of positions, especially in Grunfeld defense, c5 is one of the main moves where black tries to undermine black's center. Game continued with e3, which was at the top of the theory at the time, at least at the end of the 80s. Now of course after c5 definitely d takes on c5 is not good, because right now knight to e4 is the move for black. This is hanging as well, and you definitely don't want to open this file from and this long diagonal for this dark squared bishop. So after b takes on c3 and c5, e3 was played. We have knight to c6, putting even more pressure on this pawn. Ivanchuk continues with queen to e2, and right now queen to a5 was played for Boris Gelfand, pressuring this pawn. In this position bishop b2 was played, nice developing move that also protect this pawn on c3. After that black continues with knight to d5, taking a really nice square, central square, and also attacking this pawn here. Now in these sort of positions the main moves are rook f to c1, and also Vasily Ivanchuk mentioned that black's idea in this game was not good and that the bishop f5 was the best place for this bishop. But after knight jumping to d5, rook a to c1 was played for Vasily Ivanchuk, protecting this pawn, and right now we're in a critical part of the position where black made a positional mistake with the move b6. Now this move seems like completely normal move. Black wants to attack and develop this bishop on either a6 or on b7, and seems completely legit to play one of those moves, but actually is a mistake. Ivanchuk continues with knight to d2, firstly developing his knight, putting it on a much better square, also preparing c4, but another way to attack this knight with this discovered attack. So knight d2, a nice move here. Black makes another mistake here, he plays e6 instead of recommended a rook to d8, which was better to protect this knight. But after e6 right now Ivanchuk starts an attack on this queen with knight to b3. In this position Boris Gelfand decided to play queen to a6. Now after knight to b3, a recommended continuation was actually to play queen to a4 and actually give up this pawn in order to save the exchange. After this move, a bishop b7 is the best continuation. You definitely, after d takes on c5, you don't want to pick up with b takes on c5, because after knight to c5, white is almost 1.5 in advantage according to computer calculation. So at least as after d to c5 you will develop your bishop and you will have, you lost a pawn but still you have some play, you have a nice diagonal and you can try and play for the draw at least. But after knight to b3 and queen to a6, this is a crucial another positional mistake. Right now of course Ivanchuk doesn't want to trade and he plays c4 attacking this knight. Knight d goes on b4 right now, kind of pressuring this pawn here, but Ivanchuk plays knight to b5 with the main idea to attack this square on c7, and that would be a fork on this queen and on this rook. Now queen to a4 was played in the game, but after knight to b5 maybe another idea for black was to actually pick up this pawn with his queen, but right now after rook goes on c3 and everything is protected, white is threatening to play rook to a1 and trap your queen, so you have to be careful. Queen to a6 is the move to save yourself, but after knight to c7 queen is forced to retreat and you simply won an exchange. Although this will be a difficult position, of course, according to computer calculation, white is only 1 point in advantage, so basically 1 pawn in advantage. Still, white has exchange up, and this would be very difficult, especially on the grandmaster and at the top level. So after knight to b5, as I mentioned, queen to a4 was played, which led to this beautiful move, knight to c3. Now these knights are now dancing around, attacking this queen, and now this queen doesn't have many squares to go. This queen now went to a6, which is pretty much the only square, and unfortunately after a3 this knight is trapped. As you can see, it has nowhere to go safely, and simply black will be losing a knight, and this will be game over for black, and that is why Boris Gelfand decided to resign on the move 18th. And this is all I have prepared for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, please make sure to leave a comment, like and share this video with other people who enjoy chess, because word of mouth referrals like this really help my channel grow. Also, as you all know, I want to make this channel a primary source of my income. I want to become a full-time YouTuber, and all of your comments, likes help. Also, if you wish to enjoy more videos, you can click the subscribe button as well as like button on my videos to have more content. Feel free to share your opinions about this game, and also if you wish to suggest me some games you specifically want analyzed on my channel, feel free to do so. I will gladly do it. And whatever else you have, please leave your thoughts in the comments. I wish you a pleasant night. Bye bye.